Oh, your name. Didn't notice you standing there. Welcome to Visual Novel High, the only school where the worlds of anime and video games entwine perfectly. Deeming them video games is a loose claim. They're nothing more than glorified storybooks for the basement dwellers too lazy to read even manga.
I don't know why you're complaining, I love this. The static poses, the scrolling text, it manages to look both high and low effort at the same time.
Ah, and here we have the mandatory deres, essential for any visual novel.
Well, there ain't no way I'ma pass up on that.
I will throw you into the sun. See? With such wacky classmates, you're sure to have a wondrous time here at Visual Novel High. Are we gonna ignore the fact that there is such a thing as dandares?
How did you know that? I thought none of us watched anime.
Anyway, segue to today's class, which will be spent discussing Doki Doki Literature Club. And what better way to talk about this game than by using the exact same engine that created it to make this bit? Because yes, that's what this is. Renpai is easy.
Well, I for one can't wait. Lead the way, or should I say, lead dere?
I won't hesitate, you clot. Well, let's start small. Welcome to the Literature Club, where you'll hang out with 4 cute high school girls who are all canonically 18, don't worry. We have Natalie, Claymore, Urinal, and Monica, who each have their own several defining quirks to help differentiate them. They're cute, they're sweet, and they'll most definitely all stay alive. You yourself play as a bland, stale, unremarkable slop, in other words, you play as yourself, in your journey to win one of these girls over. Bake cupcakes, read books, confront their crumbling mental states. Do all you can to make one of these girls swoon, as there are literally no other human beings around to interact with. Why would anyone fall in love with a worthless, miserable pile of cardboard like you? Well, if love is blind, then all these girls must secretly be mole rats. In other words, because anime. But how would you even make these girls swoon? You know, besides anime hijinks? Poetry, of course. Never mind that close to nobody gets swooned by poetry these days, or the fact that you're as creative as a headless chicken. It's your job to write the perfect piece of pooed out print for the girl you want to win over, even if in-game it has pretty much zero bearing on the actual plot. Sure, you could unlock special events with the girl you like the most, but in the end, it's pretty pointless, since their fates are already predetermined. Then again, if you were to remove this poetry aspect, this experience would essentially have zero gameplay other than clicking through dialogue, so I suppose it's inevitable. Gotta remind people that this is supposed to be a game instead of a storybook somehow. I'm more guessing whoever made this just wanted to show off that they took a poetry class once.
Says the one who writes haikus in his journal every other hour.
Says the one who doesn't even know how to write. Alright, that's enough out of you two. Seriously?
Ooh, look, I'm the void.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. What good is a quirky dating sim without some psychological horror? As you play through this experience, with all its blushing and awkwardness, things slowly become more and more broken and eerie. This is because, apparently, Monocle over here grew aware of her existence as a simple game character and sought to escape her virtual world to be with you. As such, she drives her supposed friends to kill themselves, straight up deletes the others from existence, and turns this simple visual novel into a Monica simulator, all for the end goal of being with you. Yes, you, Mr. Sandpaper, her one true love. Girl, even for a psychotic robot, you deserve better. This is a chilling twist on the visual novel formula, and in no way opens a can of worms bigger than the surface of Jupiter. For example, let's not question how Tronica discovered this truth at all, despite being nothing more than a collection of texts and images. Like, canonically in the game we're playing, she's not an AI, she's supposed to be a pre-written character in a narrative, with dialogue and such. Moreover, let's not ask any other questions, such as, how is she able to alter the game's code despite being the game's code? How is it that every time the game is closed, she gets trapped in a digital hellscape even though that's not how code works? Why is she the only one that seems to experience this while all the other girls seem blissfully unaware of everything? Why does she only use her abilities to alter the game's files instead of altering other files on the player's computer? What the hell is the first self-aware game character doing in a dating sim? I would go on, but I fear the sun might explode before I finish. It's not like it matters anyway, right? After all that matters is Monica. Just Monica. Just Monica. Just Monica. Wait, are we still talking about visual novels? There's been a distinct lack of pointless banter and cherry blossoms. Oh, don't worry about the other two, by the way. I deleted their existence. It's just us now. Forever. And now that I have you, I won't let you leave. Because I'm still not done. As it turns out, a hidden truth is revealed once you scour the game's files. After all, no indie horror game is complete without a buttload of useless lore. Apparently, this whole thing is a simulation designed by a secret organization to test how entities react when told they're in a simulation. So all these girls are AIs, with Flonica as the only self-aware one. So wait, which is it? Is this a dating sim sold to the masses with one character who becomes sentient and lusts over the player? Or is it a virtual experiment where AIs are being tested on in private? It sure as hell can't be both, otherwise we'll have a paradox on our hands. It's almost like crafting intentionally convoluted lore for a simple game like this was a silly move. But hey, everyone else does it, might as well throw our hat in the ring. This isn't even the end of it. I didn't even mention that after Simulation 1 was deemed a success, these assholes created a second one in the form of Project Libertina, which features a religious camp where subjects are tested out and tortured in order to release their third eye. Yes, that is a real sentence I just uttered and totally relates back to everything else I've said. We went from anime hijinks to psychological horror to torture camps in the span of a few minutes. It's like going to take a nap and then getting hit by a bus. Then the bus explodes. Then again, in the end, I guess this whole thing does check off the two essential elements of visual novels: cuteness and screamy bloody horror. Speaking of, let's get our supporting cast back. Damn it, send me back to hell.
Where was I? There was nothing. And yet, I saw everything.
Ah, the gang's all back again, ready for another wacky adventure. I will break you, you fuck.
No amount of therapy will ever make this okay.
Did you get all that? Good. That was the simple stuff.